Hey folks, Saksham this side from AceIPM. So we broke the news of Masters Union offering the UG program some time ago. A lot of you had shown interest, a lot of you had applied for it, and if in case you haven't yet, the last date of application is actually tomorrow. But before that, I'd want you to watch this video to understand the reality of the UG program. So without any further ado, let's begin. Now, before we move on further, I'd also want you to watch the video which we made last time about everything related to Masters Union. We've covered all the positive points of this program as to why should you be joining it in the last video. This video is more of a critical video in nature. We're going to talk about things which Masters Union could have improved on or the red flags that we found in this program. Because now that we have done more research on it, now that we have had an understanding in terms of how this program is run, we are in a better position to guide you. So that is what the agenda of this video is going to be. We are going to talk about essentially these 5 pointers. First being validity of degree, then comes campus life, then institute history, followed by reality of placements, and finally the course fee, which is something which we have already talked about in the last video as well. Talking about the validity of degree, if you go on their website, they mention that you get a professional certificate from Masters Union. That is all, actually not going to hold a lot of value from certificate point of view, because Masters Union does not have any UGC or any other approval. So in terms of holding a lot of value, it doesn't, unless and until the person who's evaluating the CV knows about Masters Union. So that is one point about the professional certification. Second is the degree that they are going to provide from University of Delhi that they mentioned, BMS for math student and a BCom degree for the non-math students. The problem over there is that that degree is going to be from School of Open Learning, which essentially is a distance degree. And a distance learning degree can never be of the same value and importance if you compare it with any regular degree from a North Campus, South Campus, or even an off-campus college from the University of Delhi. You can enroll yourself into as well, even if you don't have a good score in CUET, even if you don't have scored, have not scored a good percentage in your class 12, you can still enroll yourself into as well, given that they don't have any limited seat criteria. They can just enroll anybody because it's an open degree. They don't have to house in all the students, within the campus for the entire duration of the course. So that degree does not hold a lot of value. More importantly, if in case you plan on settling abroad, that can actually be a challenge for you. The reason why I say so is the fact that, as a degree, you are spending 47 lakhs to actually, get this degree. And if you are spending 47 lakhs for your UG, you might as well settle abroad for your job or your MBA as well. And when you're going outside, especially in the case of the immigration process and the visa approval process, people are going to have, they are going to doubt the genuineness of the degree and, if you have actually worked hard for it or not, and how useful is that actually going to be. So the chances of rejection of your visa or your college application is a lot higher, because at that stage people are going to look at that UG degree from as well in the University of Delhi and not the Masters Union professional certification that is provided. So that is something that you need to take care of. Now talking about the campus life, the campus is actually situated inside a corporate building. It is not the same as an IIM wherein it's a proper residential program. You have your hostels and your classes happening, simultaneously within the same environment. In the same boundary. So that actually allows you a lot of peer-to-peer interaction within the campus. Even outside of classes, you interact when you play, when you eat food together, when you just go around doing activities and taking part in extracurriculars. So that happens a lot in the case of IIMs, and that is one of the invaluable thing that an IIM gets to provide you as a part of their whole package of an IPM. That, however, in the case of Masters Union, it's going to be missing, because it's a corporate building wherein they have one floor available to themselves wherein the classes are taking place. It's good for MBA students. They get to network with other companies which are situated in the same building, thereby making the part of placements easier for them. But as a student who's currently 17 or 18 years in age, I think it is very important for you to have provisions of sports facilities or other extracurriculars. And I think that might actually be missing in this program, because you're not in a proper college, but you are in a corporate building. So as a program, as a campus life POV, I would say it is more suited for people who are in MBA, who are much more serious about their career, and the only sole goal that they have is either to get placed in a good company or start a successful venture of their own. It makes sense for them, but for you, I think it requires a more of an overall development, wherein sports is also playing an important part of your everyday curriculum, which I think could be missing in the case of Masters Union, especially when you've spent about 47 lakhs of rupees in 4 years of time. I think that should have actually been provided for. Third point being the institute history. It's a fairly new institute and it is yet to make a mark. In terms of MBA, they have actually done that. They have had a stellar record in terms of placement. However, in terms of their UG program, it's going to be their first year. There's no proven track record for that. You would essentially be their experimental batch. A lot of things would be shaky for you, which would ultimately get resolved for the next few batches that come up. Same was the case with us at IPM and IIM Rohtak, given that I was a part of their first batch. A lot of things were shaky for us, which eventually got resolved for the future batches. But the same thing could also happen in the case of Masters Union, which might not be justifiable given that the fee that they're charging 47 lakhs, they have to be perfect in every sense to begin with. So that remains to be seen. Second very big red flag is that they don't have any UGC, AICTE, AIU or NBA approvals. So they are not technically a college or an institute or a university, which is why they cannot offer their own degree as well. And in that case, if tomorrow they want to wind up, they technically can, and you would be left with nothing in hand, and you cannot even go up in court and challenge them, given that they were not a proper college to begin with. So that becomes a challenge, and that is also why they offer the degree, a distance learning degree, and not a regular degree. That also remains to be seen. It's also a leased campus space, right? From the looks of it, and something which is set up inside a corporate building. It's easy to form and also easy to wind up. When I say easy to form, of course, it still takes a lot of hard work, effort into forming a college, into forming a B school. But if you compare this to something else, let's say SPJAN, they had to do a lot of capital expenditure in terms of buying the land, creating the college on top of it, getting all the approvals, getting the faculty, everything, and properly putting up a course. And once they have those approvals, they're also legally binded in terms of continuing it and making sure the future of all the students that are studying there is in safe hands. That is not the case over here, again, the chances of them shutting down is very negligible, but it still is significantly more than something like an SPJAN, who has done that capital expenditure and has all the necessary approvals. And this is okay for an MBA college, because MBA becomes your last degree that you do, and you already have a base degree at the UG level which is proper and valid. But in the case of Masters Union, again, given that it's going to be a distance degree at the UG level, I think that poses a lot of problems, especially that if in case you want to settle abroad, which we have already discussed. So it's a risky proposition, especially if in case you are a part of the first few batches. Once they have run this program for a foreseeable future, and we have the results coming out, that is when we probably be in a better position to say, okay, they have proven us wrong, which I really hope they do. And now I'll be fully confident into sending my students to this program. But as of now, I don't think I'm as confident. Now, talking about the reality of placement. So their placement report, they say, is audited by the same company, Brickworks, which audits IIM Ahmedabad's placement report as well. Their average placement stands at a spectacular 33.1 lakhs. However, you need to understand that MBA placement will never be equal, to the UG placements. So, for example, if at the MBA level they're offering a 33 lakhs per annum package, that is also dependent on a lot of things. First of all, the people who they took in as a part of their course, those were creme de la creme batch, right? These were the people who came from different IITs, different NITs, ACRCC, SSCPS, colleges of that level, were a part of their batch. So they already brought in the prestige and they already had that rigor and talent. So in that case, the batch that they took in was, first of all, of a very, very high quality. They were able to do that by offering a lot of scholarship for the first few batches. Not sure how it is going to span out for, in the case of UG, if they have enough competition generated or not. But that was one reason. Second reason was the batch primarily consisted of people who came in with experience, work experience, which will not be the case with somebody who's just done their UG program. So that remains, to be seen. And third is that, of course, they're doing their MBA program, and MBA is one of those degrees which help you upskill your boost your career progression, and that essentially helps you bag a higher level of placement, which will not be the case with a UG degree. All of that put together allows students of Masters Union at the MBA level to get an overall average of 33 lakhs. However, in their placement report only, they mentioned that the freshers average was 24.44 lakh. So as a UG student, even if you're going for the UG program, you should never be looking at the 33 lakh figure. You should be looking at the 24 lakh figure. And even that 24 lakh figure is for people who are doing their MBA there. So there would be a further reduction given that you are only doing your UG program there. So that again, in terms of ROI standpoint as well, it is an excellent B school for MBA, and that was something that I was also personally considering for my MBA last year, even though I didn't go there or apply there eventually. But in terms of UG, I think it's too early to conclude anything out, about it. Then final thing, as we have already mentioned last time, course fee incredibly high, 47 lakhs for 4 years including residence. They say that scholarship options may or may not be available. So if you get it and if it fits budget, your budget, well and good. Otherwise, as a course, it's very expensive. Financing option is only available through private lenders, wherein the interest rate is going to be high, and there is also going to be a lot of hidden charges. So that is going to be there. In terms of the course fee, if you are already spending 47 lakhs for your UG, you might as well also look at options abroad, because you probably would be able to get colleges at a similar cost bracket abroad as well, which might have a lot better exposure and a lot better settlement opportunities. Then what bothers me, or what I particularly find odd, is the fact that they also charge you a fee of roughly 5.7 lakhs inclusive of GST during the internship period, which is your 4th year, which to me is absurd, because on an average, at best, the average stipend would be about 30 to 50,000 a month. So you would eventually end up earning 6 lakh rupees in that year, and you would, of that 6 lakh rupees, you will spend 5.7 just paying the tuition fee. On top of that, I'm not even considering the residence charge as of now, because that is still acceptable, since that you'll still be using those residence facilities. But other than that, I don't really see any. I cannot really make any sense of that 5.7 lakh fee that they are going to charge you at that time. So what's the bottom line? Well, if I were at your situation, I probably would have saved up all that money which I'd end up spending in Masters Union, and I'd probably use that to do my MBA. And it circles back to the video that I made on the career options after 12th. That was a live session we took on our YouTube channel. You can have a look at it. I don't really talk of my Masters Union in very high regards, and I don't place it at an equivalent level of I am Indore or I am Rohtak or anywhere near that. Right, for me, Masters Union is somehow sort of like a super backup, which is also a very expensive super backup. And in that case, I feel like a lot better options might be available for you. So make your decision of going into this institute after understanding all these pointers. Try to ask these questions to the institute's authorities, and get if in case you are able to get a satisfactory answer over there, is when you should probably make up your mind in terms of actually enrolling yourself over here or not. Nevertheless, all the best to those who have applied for this program. Also, if in case you have any comments, queries, suggestions, you can leave it down in the comment box. Subscribe to the channel for more such updates, and I'll see you in another one. Till then, stay safe, take care, all the best, and bye-bye.